14 years, opponents have tried to corral the Seahawks' Steve Largent, but he's always been able to jump the fence. Last week against the Bengals, Largent struck again with his 100th touchdown reception of his career and added yet another milestone. As he prepares to ride off into the sunset, he leaves a trail of records and accomplishments unmatched by any player in the history of the game. For 3 decades, they've been a band of outlaws, and proud of it. The hired guns who would take any job and get it done. The most feared Raider is a man named Bo. Legend has it he strides into town, dons a new disguise, then strikes from any place at any time. The Seahawks have already been to the OK Corral and came away seriously wounded. Run out of the playoff race they've suffered through the season, failing to defend their AFC West crown. Though the gun was loaded, too often the Seahawks fired blanks. Reduced to spoilers, the Seahawks hurt the Bengals' playoff chances last week. And tonight, they take dead aim at the Raiders as two old rivals prepare to duel in an AFC West shootout. The Kingdome in Seattle sold out for the Seahawks against the Raiders. For the Raiders, the road to the playoffs is simple. Win the last 2 games, earn a wild card spot, and get the home field advantage for the wild card game. Welcome to Seattle. Art Shell, the Raiders coach, said he is very pleased with his team with one exception. He needs better play out of his quarterback.
He really does, and the thing is he's been in and out with quarterbacks. Schrader played for a while. Berline is playing now. The thing about Berline is it is only his 14th start. Now, you got to remember, he's almost like a rookie in the game. He's back healthy, and he's playing better. Look for the Raiders to come out tonight, try and play their vertical game, move the ball down the field, but they certainly don't want to let this crowd into the game early, so they may be a little bit cautious.
2 weeks ago, Seattle was left for dead at 4-8, but Chuck Knox teams have never run for the bus, and they have come back the last 2 weeks with big wins.
They really have, and the key to their victories has been David Craig. Now, here's a guy who had to be sat down a few weeks ago. David Craig has had a history. They sit him down, they give him a chance to take a look at the game from a different perspective, then all of a sudden he comes back and he starts to play good football. He's played good over the last 2 weeks. They need David Craig to get on one of his streaks and finish out the season strong.
Chuck Knox in his 7th year in Seattle. He has been the coach for the club's only 4 playoff appearances in team history. He has never had a losing season here. Art Shell has turned the Raiders around 1-3 when he took over. They have won 7 of 10, including their last 3. Dave Craig, the Seattle quarterback, benched earlier this year. He's come back strong in the last 2 games, 4 touchdowns, nearly 600 yards. The running game has floundered, and the offensive spotlight has returned to Steve Largent. Last week, he broke one of the NFL's long-standing records he didn't already hold. The Raiders are getting a big year out of Bob Golick, the Plan B free agent, second on the team in tackles. The linebackers are all veterans. They've been more aggressive under Art Shell. Jerry Robinson, the graybeard, he'll be 33 tomorrow. There have been a lot of interceptions out of the starters in the secondary. Eddie Anderson has 5. He's returned 2 of them, 4 touchdowns. Out of the split back set this time. Craig dumps it off to Williams. 50, Raider 45, slipped the tackle. He's got a chance. Howie Long trying to catch him from behind. They force it out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Eddie Anderson on the tackle. Fake to Largent, end around, and Craig holds on, gives to Williams. Lyndon King, number 52, the linebacker, was running downfield with his back turned, never saw John L. Williams catch the ball, and he got another 7 yards out of it. Craig looks for Largent down here. He loves him, can't find him, has to go the other way. Touchdown, Scansey! Dave Craig was looking for Steve Largent all the way. Couldn't find him, went back to the other side and hit Scansey.
Well, give a lot of credit to that offensive line from a bye time. And also, Scansey to get in position so that he can make a play. Now look, he stays in the end zone. He doesn't try and come out.
Ruben Rodriguez for the point after. Perfect this year. Now 26 out of 26. Bo. Didn't look like much, but that's incredible speed for him to turn the corner. Well, people had an angle on him, and he just walked outside him. There is a flag down on the play.
He still can. That. The other thing
left side of the line, 5 yards, still first down.
Bo out of the eye. Didn't get much that time. Steve Berline, the Raider quarterback, he is 4-1 as a start of this year. No interceptions in his last 3 games. The Raiders feature great skill people. In a half season, Bo Jackson has risen to number 6 in rushing, and the conference needs only 154 per 1,000 yards. Second on the team in tackles as a nose man, and he has 7 sacks. That's exceptional. And linebacker David Wyman has good quickness and instincts. The Seahawks are very grateful that he failed a physical when they tried to trade him. The secondary has a measly 5 interceptions in 14 games. Glasgow, who spent 9 of his 11 NFL seasons with the Colts, is now the secondary leader at strong safety. They'll keep it on the ground with Jackson, and the Seahawks swarm on him at the 22-yard line. Eugene Robinson and Nesby Glasgow, the safeties, sandwiched him after a gain of 3. Nothing. 6:48 to go first quarter, and Marcus Allen, a couple of Heisman Trophy winners, conferring on the sideline. Of course, all the conjecture about where will Marcus Allen be next year. Warner. Wrapped up by Golick, who's having an outstanding first quarter, just matching what he's done all year. Warner. Again, hitting the backfield this time. Townsend crashed from his right end spot. The crowd really creating some problems. Berline to Galt. Lost the ball. Robinson picked it up. One official right on top of the play never blew the whistle. Another official came up from about 5 yards away and said it was down.
The official, you watch him come from the left side. The line judge, or excuse me, field judge will come in from the left side. Right there, you'll see the official come in. Not that one. No, there's another one that comes in from the left side of the screen. Of course, the people, what you hear here is a roar from the crowd. What they're saying is that he is down. And remember, the ground cannot force contact.
Ball's loose.
But it also is in slow motion.
But the ball's loose. But the ball is ruled down by contact, so the Raiders keep the ball. Bo, look out. Glasgow took him down inside the 10. And the Raiders got back to the line of scrimmage pretty quick to get that play off, too.
That's headsy football. You're not going to take a chance and have it be reviewed, so you get right to the line of scrimmage, and then you run the play. And, of course, who do you give the ball to when you run it quick? Bo Jackson. A lot of his big runs start going left. You see the Seahawks try and piano string him across, but nobody can make a tackle. This is not as great a run as a Bo Jackson run is, as it is it's lousy tackling by the Seahawks.
Bo. Power this time inside the 2 to about the 1.5. Looking at somebody who was the MVP in the Major League Baseball All-Star game and gets our vote to go to the Pro Bowl this year.
Not mine.
Bo. Second effort, put the ball out there. It was knocked loose. Picked up by Seattle. Melvin Jenkins. This could be a 99-yard fumble return. Touchdown. Now will it come back?
Forward progress was ruled stopped. 3rd down.
He was ruled stopped. It's 3rd down. Of course, you can't hear anything. You can't hear whistles. You can't hear anything.
They say this is blown dead.
Well, right here, they're going to blow it dead. Right there, they say it's blown dead. Right there, they think he's stopped. But the question is, see, that's a touchdown. No, that's a touchdown. That is not It's not third down. That is a touchdown. The ball only has to break the plane.
Depends on when they blew the whistle.
That's what I'm saying. See, the Seahawks can argue and say it was a touchdown, but the Raiders can also argue and say it was a touchdown because the fact is it was.
One way or another, somebody got robbed. Blue. But it was a lot of money.
Dead on the 1-yard line. Third down.
That's the only thing they can do. If the whistle blew, they got to put the ball down at the 1.
You see Chuck Knox, he's not happy, and I got to be honest with you. When Art Shell takes a look at this telecast on a replay, he's not going to be happy because he's going to feel like a touchdown was taken away.
3rd and goal. Here we go again. Bow. Stopped him. Roy Hart, number 63, had him around the ankles and wouldn't let go. Marcus Allen went over the top last week against Phoenix under a minute to score the winning touchdown. He will not get the opportunity here on 4th and goal from 2. Art Shell has decided he will go for the field goal. Al Davis on your right, Al Locasal is longtime assistant on your left. Jager, who's only 21 of 32, field goal kicking with a chip shot here, and converts. Here's the replay of Bo diving for the goal line. Now watch, he'll extend the ball, break the plane. If the whistle hasn't blown, this is a touchdown. Afterward, it's knocked loose and picked up by Jenkins. He will go the length of the field for a touchdown. So both teams thought they scored. As it turned out, neither one of them did. And we had a 3-minute delay. And here's Shell's reaction to it.
See, he's pointing. He's the line judge. See, he's not even watching the Seahawk guy run down the field. See, he's pointing. He said, "You blew the whistle. You. I'm telling you, you blew the whistle."
If Art heard the whistle, he's got great ears.
Well, he wanted to hear it if he didn't. There's Bo. I mean, you know, Bo's forte is running around people. Marcus is going over people. I mean, you got their talents. Use them to the optimum.
4-man rush. Craig with time. Throws to Williams in the flat. Harden couldn't bring him down by himself. Got some help out there. Knocked him out of bounds at the 44-yard line. 3rd and 2 here. Craig unloads in a hurry to Kurt Warner. Warner to the LA 42-yard line. Eddie Anderson made the tackle after a gain of 16. Warner, student body right. Got a couple down to the 40-yard line. Robinson got out there. Play started out in great shape. Nothing but blue jerseys turning the corner. Play action. Williams to the 25-yard line, and they are just eating them up with backs out of the backfield. That was a gain of 14.
Again, this is a little play action. See, when you run the football, you have so much going for you. It causes the line to make different moves, and now John L., after securing a block on Townsend, just slides out into the flat and picks up the big gain. Does a good job of protecting the ball. You see that so much. You saw Greg Townsend try and come in and swat the ball.
Craig in trouble. Backed out of it and unloads. Williams made the catch at the 13. Oh, what a play.
David Craig does the old two-step to get himself an opportunity.
And now he'll block for Warner. Dives forward, gets to about the 11-yard line. 2nd and 8. Larkin couldn't hold it right in his hands. Lionel Washington looked like he was trying to hold Larkin up and not hurt him.
He was just, see, this is unnecessary. I mean, you know, Millard comes over to protect him, but really, Washington is just trying to pick him up so he doesn't fall down.
Norm Johnson. Largent is his holder. And this will be a 24-yard attempt. Johnson perfect. Excuse me, 29 yards. Johnson converts, and it's 10-3 Seahawks. Look out, Berline hammered from behind, loose ball. Raiders have it back, but Jeff Bryant came from the blind side and just plastered it. Bo. Not this time. Nash was there, got a lot of help. Largent across the 50, 45, 44-yard line of the Raiders. Brought down by Tom Benson, a gain of 13. He has now caught a pass in 176 straight games, extending his own record. I'm sure there are some in there he doesn't have, but I don't know what they are.
Just because I wouldn't want to try and find it. There to see what they do is they pick a little bit. What happens is one receiver goes out, Largent comes down underneath. He knows he's not as fast as a lot of people, so he uses that to his advantage.
Under pressure again, unloaded, incomplete, flag is down. Tried to hit his tight end McNeil, and Jerry Robinson was right there. Apparently right there a little early.
Well, he said he pushed him in the back before the ball got there. Jerry Robinson says, oh, come on. This thing, first down.
That's right.
You know, that's not robotic. There it is. Now here comes, there's the little nudge. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Wasn't much, was it?
Well, like I said, little nudge. How about very little nudge? I mean, that looked like excellent pass defense to me. I got to be honest with you.
Craig on a timing pattern, complete to Clark at the 29-yard line. He's covered by Land. Warner on the delay, kept his balance to the 20-yard line, about a yard shy of a first down.
Can't rely on him to make the big plays as much anymore.
And the offensive line has been inconsistent. Craig, what a throw. Unbelievable throw. Townsend turns around and hits him in the mouth. Instead, it's a complete pass at the sideline. Just only 2 inside 40 this year. And the Seahawks, who have been able to control the football in the first half, extend their lead again. Now it's 13-3 over the Raiders. Bowe. What a stiff arm. Got back to the line of scrimmage. In the backfield, James Jefferson got there in a hurry. Couldn't do anything. Eugene Robinson finally came up to make the tackle. Good scramble by Berline, and the dive gets him to the 44-yard line. Bowe on the receiving end. Has the first down, got out of bounds. There is a flag down, back by Steve Berline at the 31. And it will go against the Raiders. Big rush, whistle blows. Berline had Rufus Porter, who apparently is just fine, thank you very much, coming from the blind side. Would have had the sack, but there was movement before the play.
One of the things that Art Shell told us last night, he said with the crowd noise, the tackles...
Start. Number 60 on the offense. Still third down.
He said
the
tackles have to look into the ball. And what happens is when they're looking into the ball, they can't watch the defensive man across from them. So if he makes a sudden quick move, they react and flinch. And that's exactly what happened. Watch the right side. See him flinch and move? Now, the result was the fact that the defensive guy started to come across.
Flag is down again. They'll whistle the play dead. It was movement again, and it looked like the same play. Rory Graves moved again. Raiders going in the wrong direction. Green jumps offside. We'll have another whistle.
It's like, you know, I'll bet you 5. I'll bet you 10. No, I'll raise you 5 more. It's like giveaway, takeaway.
Berline, the catch made by Mike Alexander. It is short of a first down, however. Nothing to play for but pride. They pulled 2 straight upsets, and they're going for a third over the Raiders. 13-3 at the half from Seattle. Right now, let's go back to our studio and Chris Berman.
And there are the numbers. They're just flat ugly on the Raiders side. 3 first downs,
60 yards rushing, 33 yards passing. But yet you go to Seattle's, and it's a stellar performance all the way across the board. Dave Craig, 158 yards, 206 total yards. Big key here is time of possession. Almost 20 to 10.
Jackson in motion. Here comes the blitz. Berline with time for Galt. That's interference. Hunter, beaten badly, just reached out and tackled Willie Galt.
It's a mismatch. Anytime you're running Willie Galt down the field, this is a 30.
Berline to Fernandez. Nice job by Dwayne Harper to wrap him up.
I'll tell you something. If I was the Los Angeles Raiders, that's exactly what.
Stays in the block this time. Berline for Galt, wide open, touchdown. Beat Dwayne Harper. 36-yard touchdown, so the Raiders come out doing what they didn't do in the first half.
That's exactly right. Everybody, you know, when you talk to Seattle, you talk about what do you fear most with the Los Angeles Raiders. We fear their speed, specifically Willie Galt and Bo Jackson. They've shut down Jackson. Now Berline just goes back and sets in the pocket. They're in double coverage, and Willie still runs by it. I mean, it's a mismatch. He's the only guy who can catch Bo Jackson in the league, and there's nobody else. So it's a mismatch if Willie Galt's running down the field against anybody.
Jaeger for the point after. And we have a 3-point ball game. Steve Berline watching his pretty pass to Willie Galt for the... Craig has it batted up in the air. Looked like Howie Long got the hand up.
He was trying to go to John L. Williams again on the swing pass.
Play action to Warner. McNeil, the tight end. He was covered very well by Benson. Ball back in the game. He gets the toss. Great block by Steve Smith. But Seattle just swarmed to the football. Robinson and Harper over to make the stop. Four-man rush. Plenty of time for Berline. Fernandez. Robinson stuck him, but he held on at the 24. Allen and Smith are the backs. Allen cuts it back. Down to the 15-yard line. Out 8 weeks with a torn knee ligament. He is back, says he is 100%.
What a compliment he is to Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson takes things outside, stretches the defense. Marcus Allen, an entirely different back. He wants the defense to be stretched, has great vision, a la Eric Dickerson, guys like that who can stretch that and then cut up and run north and south.
Berline throws incomplete. Flag is down. Fernandez was double teamed in the end zone. He and Robinson slow getting up. Patrick Hunter was the other defender protesting the call.
Interference. Number 27 on the defense. Interference was in the end zone.
Play action. Berline hits his tight end, Trey Junkin. Touchdown. Very well-designed play. Third-string tight end, Trey Junkin gets only his 3rd catch of the year. 2 of them have been for touchdowns.
Well, that's the problem you have if you're a defense and you got a great back. Watch the play action. I mean, if you put the ball anywhere near Bo, somebody's going to make a play. Tony Woods tries to make a play on it. Trey Junkin just heads for the end zone to make the touchdown reception. I don't know what Art said at halftime, but I think you could bottle that and sell it to people and maybe get some more production out of them.
It worked, didn't it? Raiders have come out smoking. 2 touchdowns in the first 5.5 minutes of the quarter. Jaeger with a point after. So the Raiders went into the locker room down 13-3. Now with 9:26 to go, they're up 17-13. Comes the blitz. Williams avoided it and got out to the 33, very close to a first down. Linden. Craig sidearms to Williams. Kind of action that was so successful in the first half. Warner dancing and got maybe about a half a yard out of the tango, which is almost always a passing down for the Seahawks. Craig to Williams. Has the first down. Good effort. McElroy brought him down with a jersey tackle, but couldn't keep him from passing the sticks. Golick with some pressure. Craig got away. McNeil, his tight end, takes the dump off. Bounced off a couple of tackles, a couple of more. Into Raider territory at the 48-yard line. And Travis McNeil at 6'3", 248. Took some guys for a ride like bumper cars. Straight Raider touchdown. Chadwick to the 29-yard line, almost broke it all the way. Eddie Anderson just tripped him up. A gain of 19. Chadwick obtained from the Lions. Three-man rush. Craig nailed by Townsend just as he let it go. It's incomplete. Fake to Warner. Craig. McNeil at the 15. McElroy drilled him and comes up taunting him a little bit, but McNeil can turn around and show him the football.
Doesn't matter. David Craig with a great piece of work by himself.
Williams on the delay behind Wilson. Seattle 3 out of 3 on third downs in this drive. Craig. Williams, touchdown! He came into the game as the leading receiving running back in the AFC. Norm Johnson for the point after. And the Seahawks have answered the Raiders' challenge. Flag is down. The point was good. We'll check the penalty.
"12 men on the defense, be a 5-yard penalty on the kickoff. Point is good."
When we visited on Friday, he said David has not hit a streak this year, and it's one of the things that's hurt us. He's in the streak now, but it's a little bit too late.
A win tonight would bring the Seahawks to 7-8. They were 4-8 and have knocked off Buffalo, Cincinnati, and now working on the Raiders. Tom Flores on the right of your screen, who spent so many great years with the Raiders, now the general manager of the Seattle Seahawks. Divided loyalties?
Not really. I mean, he appreciates his heritage, but he said the toughest thing, I had a great visit with him on Friday. He said, the thing about Sundays, I'm bored to death.
And Berline wants it all. Willie Galt. Harper intercepted. Harper with a convoy. Oh, he just ran out of gas. And he comes up limping. Townsend may have jumped early. Warner got back to the line of scrimmage where he met Howie Long. And now we'll check the flag.
Like that. I commend him that he can say it without using his head bob.
Williams nailed at the line of scrimmage again. Howie Long. Stancy. Nice throw by Craig up to the 33. It's a first down. Lionel Washington made the stop.
David Craig runs all the way out to congratulate him.
Held on at the 47. Some catch, some throw. decades. McElroy got a shot, and Washington was slow getting up. Everybody paid on that one. Williams as Howie Long strung it out beautifully. Long just stood up Mike Wilson, the right tackle, wouldn't let the play go anywhere. Craig again ducks out of trouble. Going for the first down. He's got it and out of bounds. 18 yards for David Craig. Warner cuts back inside to the 28-yard line. Seahawks leading 20-17. Delay, Warner, no place to go. Eating off this fourth quarter clock. Trying to keep it alive here. Three-man rush. Williams on the little dump off to the 25. This for a 6-point lead. Largent got the snap down, and Johnson, plenty of distance. That would have been good from 53. 6:44 to go in the game. The Seahawks extend their lead to 6. Dial. Good catch. Really racked by David Hollis. Smith dove and got it on second effort. He was stopped initially. Bo Jackson was his blocker. Fernandez in front of Hunter. Out of bounds. No, inbounds. Said he was shoved out. 46. Bo on the delay. Boy, he runs hard. Down to the Seattle 41.
Nesby Glasgow, the strong
and Bo
safety.
Very unhappy about this.
Well, he doesn't like getting hit. You know, when the cornerbacks come in a little bit late, you know, they know that Bo's going to fight for the extra yard, so they're going to keep on popping him. Nesby Glasgow said when he hits his hot button, there ain't anybody going to catch him.
12 carries, 69 yards. There's the breakdown by quarter. Burline to Fernandez. Just tripped up by Robinson. He's so dangerous after the catch. Fernandez, first down. Smith behind Marcus Allen. Boy, nice job by David Wyman, 92. The linebacker shot the gap. Burline for Dial, incomplete off his fingertips. Robinson and Hunter were back there with him, but he got a hand on it.
Of course, Al Davis looking on very intently. Oh, gosh, he knows you got to make those plays.
3rd and 9. The left tackle, Steve Wright, moved early. 3rd and 14. Dump off. Smith only got it back to the 15-yard line. It will be fourth down. And you see Archell, he wants a timeout to talk it over. And it is 4th down, 1:33 to go. They only have one timeout left. If they don't make it here, the odds are they will not get the ball back.
That's right. The thing I'd do with Steve Burline right now, I'd move him out of the pocket. He's been stationary all day. He can't just drop back and try and throw it up the field. Incomplete.
intended for Fernandez, too high. James Jefferson was right there.
There it is. Fernandez drives him deep, and he just hooks up. Now, he'd have the first down right there. That ball's just too high. There are your teammates on the sidelines. Oh, gosh, did they want that.
And a very disappointing moment for Steve Berline.
And, you know, it's going to make him better because he's done a good job tonight. He's done the things he's had to get his team in position. He just made one bad throw, really. If the Raiders get into the playoff, Berline can look back at this game and say, hey, I learned some lessons. He will be a better leader and a better quarterback for what's happened here tonight. Not that it's going to make him feel any better. There you look at the playoffs. Denver's in. They're just waiting for somebody to come to the ski resort called Mile High Stadium.
These are the updated records. Houston and Cleveland, who we have next Saturday night on ESPN. One of those teams will win the AFC Central Division next Saturday night. And here are all the rest of the teams that are still alive, including the Seahawks, although it would take explaining Einstein's theory of relativity in order to get to Seattle making it.
I'll tell you, the one team in there that scares every coach in the AFC is Kansas City.
Some defense.
Okoye got hurt today. Didn't play much, but they're a team who can go. Another one, Pittsburgh. They're making a move. Buffalo, who everybody thought would lock it up, is struggling. And Al Davis just has to sit down for one more week.
Another big win for Chuck Knox, third in a row, and he is going to make his feelings known to the official why the clock wasn't running. He thought it should have been, and he thought this baby should have been over a minute ago. He and Art Shell shake hands. Shell 7-4 now as the head coach of the Raiders. And Chuck Knox literally brought his team back from the dead. Sellout crowd of 65,000 saw an outstanding performance by Seattle. They had a nice halftime lead. The Raiders came back, but Seattle was not to be denied. For Joe Theismann, this is Mike Patrick saying good night from the Kingdome in Seattle. Once again, our final score, Seattle 23, the Raiders 17.